Okay. I think we're live, right? Let's try this out here. There we go. All right, let's see if anybody gets in here real quick. I'll just fiddle around while we're waiting. Say hi when you come in. It'd be great. And I'm not sure if this will actually. I'm gonna try something with just using my keyboard, no mic here. Hey, there's Ed and Fluffy. How did that sound, guys? Did that can you hear that? Is that too loud? Is it coming on across the mic? Is it compressing? Sounds fine. Awesome. Scratching your brain. That's good, Fluffy. Scratch your brain a little bit. Let's see. There's 5 of us here. Okay, great. I'm glad you all stopped by to hang out. I don't have a whole lot prepared. I don't have an interview prepared, but I'll put a link out there for you. And or if anybody wants to come up, I'll send you a link and come up and chat for a little while. Oh, sweet nectar. Yeah, I can talk today a little bit about yesterday's record show in Longview, which was really fun. Had a good time, and yeah, it was really good. Fine on your end. Okay, I'm going to try and play a song here real quick. We'll see if it comes through. I met an old lover on the street last night. She seemed so glad to see me, I just smiled. And we talked about old times, and we drank ourselves some beers. Still crazy after all these years. I'm not the kind of man who tends to socialize. I seem to lean on old familiar ways. And I ain't no fool for love songs that are whispered in my ear. Still crazy after all these years. 4 in the morning, tapped out, yawning, longing my life away. I'll never worry, why should I? It's all gonna fade away. And now I sit by my window and I watch the cars. I fear I'll do some damage one fine day, but I would not be convicted by a jury of my peers. Still crazy after all these years. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's see here. All right. Hey, 6 of you. There was 8, now there's 6. The keyboard and your vocals are freaking rad. Oh, good. I'm glad this. It seems to be. Hey, Rochelle. It seems to be that just using this mic to pick up my little keyboard works pretty good. Yeah. So we'll try that next time too. All right. So how have you all been? It's I missed last week because I went to Bend to see my oldest daughter. She lives over there, and that was really fun. I got to go shop at Smith Rock Records, which was really cool. Okay, let's see if I can. Let's see. Thank you, Rochelle. Fluffy, seriously, Marty. Seriously, thank you. Oh, Fluffy, let's do this while we're at it. Hold on here. Let's see if I can stretch this out. Okay. We can narrow this down. And if anybody wants me to send him a hat, I'd love to send you a hat. Okay. So, but Fluffy's got first dibs on. Okay. Fluffy, here we go. This one's kind of cool. There's the neon one. Patrick went for that one. I think Mazzy and Patrick both have this one. I think Elaine might want this one. I think if Elaine contacts me, I might send her this one. It's kind of a lady's hat. This is cool. Let me get this off here for you. And then this one here. Anyway, Fluffy, if you want any of those or anybody wants a hat, I'd love to put a hat in the mail for you guys and send it to you. So let's see here. Michelle, heard it was happening over at RG. Yeah, we just got off Rachel's stream. She went long today. Greg was there. Elaine was here. It was good to see Elaine. Can I see the third one again? Is that the third one? Say yes in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Hey, Rich. How you doing? Hey, there's Uwe. They fetch really good prices. Right. Indeed. Yeah. I was kind of actually like, I shouldn't really out myself a little bit here, but this is the company I work for, and I really like the people I work for, and they're really good. But I suppose if there was a troll or if they wanted to make my life difficult, somebody could do that. But I'm gonna have faith, and I know none of you here would do that. But it's a really cool company, and I think everybody needs a trucker hat. You want that one, Fluffy? That's the brown one. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if that's the one you want, and I'll send this one to you. We'll get it in the mail this week for you. Yes, please and thanks. Okay. You're so welcome. All right. So let's see here. Let's show some records from yesterday, shall we? Let me know. I think my volume is good where it's at, guys. But if it needs to adjust or come down at all, just let me know. It'd be great. Okay. Here's one. Here's a 74. We all know what that looks like, right? So it's New York City Soulful Road. And I haven't listened to it yet because the record's dirty and I want to clean it. But even the back looks like an Abbey Road kind of take from 74. So this would have been, what, 4 years after Abbey Road came out? The influence. Thanks, Rich. Volume is good. Okay, cool. It's good. One that I had, you all know that I don't order my 74s online unless it's from a friend like Rob or Patrick on their auctions. So I just get them in the wild, and I have been looking for Waterloo by ABBA for a long time. It's surprising how hard. I've seen all the other ABBA albums out there, but I found this one yesterday. So I was really, really tickled to find this. And it's still in the shrink. It's in amazing condition. Still has a price tag of $3.99 on it. So This is really good. Listen to the first half last night. So I was really happy to cross this off my 74 list. Hey, Chauncey's here. Hey, Chauncey. It's great to see you in Harry's video. Yeah, it was really good to see Uwe yesterday and all the guys. But I had met the other guys before, but I hadn't met Uwe. So next time we'll have to we'll get together where like Harry and Uwe don't have to be behind the table, and we can just shoot off to a brew pub or something like that and hang out a lot more. We need to. I mean, we all live within 2.5, 3 hours of each other, so we need to have a. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention was Dr. Robert was there yesterday. Oh, I didn't mean, he's so cool. I didn't mean to leave him out, but yeah, so it was good to see Doc there as well, too. But yeah, we all need to get together and hang out. Doc and I are going to get together here this next month sometime and tool around Portland for a little while. So we'll see what we can do there. I hadn't heard of this before. This is Rockwood, Nelson and York. This is really hammered. It was a radio station copy. That's from 74. I don't know what it sounds like yet, but we'll have to check it out. Hey, Jens. Glad you're here. It's got to be, probably 6 or 7 o'clock over there where you're at? Ringware indeed. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, Chuck. I definitely I got some with Ringware. There's no doubt about it, including let's see. This has got Ringware too. This is Flash Cadillac and the Continental Kids. There's no face like Chrome. I don't know what this is, but it's a 74, and yeah. So we'll see what it comes out to, with the cool cats on the back there. I think, guys, I got like 15 or 16 74s yesterday, and that's going to push me to about 760 albums from 1974. Oh, there we go. Rich just asked, yeah, about 760. So it's, I'm at this point now. I've got about probably 25 records, the 25 74s that I haven't listened to yet, because I haven't listened to everything that I got in Bend from last week too. So I need to catch up. I need to put the brakes on and just spend some time listening. But I've been getting some things besides the 74s that I really like listening to as well, and so that's delaying my 74 listening. Like let's see. So this morning I was listening to this Strauss, and this is really good. And the vinyl is in like perfect condition. And I learned that from Michael on Poetry on Plastic that the Living Presence is really good, like the Living Stereo is really good. So this was really good listening to that. And then I got this this London, and I still need to learn more about these. Loki, maybe you could tell me more about this. Has the or I'm sure some of you is that's called the wideband? I don't know, but full frequency stereophonic sound. But this, I'm anxious to see what this sounds like. But it's got a really cool cover. I love Mozart. So, Rich, I don't know how many were pressed. I have a master list that I cross off, and I still only like 3 records that I got yesterday were actually on that master list. So I still come across records that aren't on the list that I add to it, and there's still a couple hundred at least on my list that I've just found online that I know that I need to get. So I think it's going to be at least another 400 before I would start bumping up against a wall. And then, of course, there's all sorts of independent pressings that aren't in Discogs, like local gospel bands or groups from around certain areas and stuff like that. So it's already becoming more difficult for me to find the I'm seeing stuff that I already have a lot, but I still, I mean, getting 15 or 16 yesterday was still really awesome. And one that I did get yesterday from Uwe, which was really cool, is this quad Rufus and Shaka Khan. I haven't put this on yet, Uwe, but I'm going to. This is the first one I'm going to play after the show today. Very excited about that. He has a quad system, and he sacrificed this to me. Harry, I think, gave it to him, and then he passed it on to me. And it's a 74, and I'm really tickled to get this. So thank you so much, Uwe. That was really nice of you to do that. So yeah, got that cool quad label on there. Command Quadraphonic. Yeah, I'm gonna have to the quad systems. I need to learn a little bit more about that. 4-channel, I guess, right? Yeah, quad, and what it entails and if it sounds a lot better and stuff like that. But that'll sound great. So thank you, Uwe. Some 74 LPs must be, yeah, they are. There was the first table I went to yesterday, the guy had a Denny Lane's one from 74 that he wanted $50 for, but I just couldn't pony up for that because that would take away from my budget from, I bought lots of $5 and $6 and $7 records yesterday, so that would take away from it. But there's one of them that is very expensive, and I'll probably have to get a repress of, is The Residents. Their first album, it looks like a Beatles cover. Their first album from 74. I think that's about $800 because they only pressed, I think, 1,000 of those. I don't like the album very well. I've streamed it. I guess it's a little avant-garde, maybe you'd call it, or something like that. So, but that's an expensive one. Another one is that I think is at least maybe a couple $100 is Rush's first album. It just has that big pink Rush on that. Yeah, Mazzy does have a copy of that. Fluffy. Yeah. So great album. Are you talking about that Residence? You like that, Chauncey? It was okay. I liked it. You know what? I have an album that I want to show you, but it's in the house. So just hang tight for just a second. It's very important. I want to grab it for you and let you know. Hold on just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. So hey, Fitz is here. Hey, how you doing, Fitz? Good, glad that you're here. You're here just in time for my story. Let's see. Have you thought about looking to Canadian, UK, EU pressings if you can't source a UK press? So, Rich, that's a good question. I am going at the end of next month to Northern Ireland to visit my sister who lives there. And she lives in Belfast with her family. So I'm going to be in there for about 10 days. And I am definitely, they all know I'm going to be going looking for lots of UK presses, or, if there's any European presses, German presses or whatever in the area. But I'm very excited. In fact, I have purposely delayed getting Van Morrison's Veed and Fleece because I'd love to get it there. And then the two Queen put out 2 albums in 74, Sheer Heart Attack and Queen 2. So I think I'm gonna, and there's some other UK bands and stuff like that. What's the Gentle Giant Power and Glory. Hopefully, I can pick that up there too. So that's going to be really fun. How did you like the record show yesterday? I did. Did you just show up, Uwe? I just showed this record that you gave me. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. And it was great. I enjoyed it. I wish we could have all hung out a little bit more. Um, and okay, so here's the story. Last Tuesday, I got a call from my neighbor. She lives in a house here. She lives in a big Victorian house that's a bed and breakfast. It's called the Adams House. Big yellow Victorian house. It's absolutely beautiful, and she has a big Steinway grand piano in the parlor, and I've been over to play it. I think I've talked about her before. Her name is Nancy, and she was a classical violinist, and I think she played in the LA Symphony and a few others. She was married to a guy who was Elvis Presley's in Elvis Presley's band in Vegas for many years, and she showed me a picture of this guy, of her husband, playing the violin right behind Elvis and Priscilla when they're cutting the cake. It's pretty neat. Anyway, I digress. So Nancy calls me and she says, "Hey, Marty, I have this friend on the other side of town here, our little town, just a mile away, who is moving to a retirement facility in a neighboring town about 4 miles away, and he has a whole house full of stuff, and he has records, and mostly classical, and I told him that you collect records, so of which I do, and so I got a hold of him, and sure enough, he said, "Come on over, take a look at my records." So I go to his place, and he clearly lives on the edge of town on a pretty little place, and I knock on the door, and I hear him, and he's inside playing piano he's playing classical music on a piano, Beethoven or something like that, and it was amazing. And he's in there playing. He's 80, at least 80 years old. So he gets up, comes to the door, and we meet, and we're talking and getting to know each other, and I'm looking around his house, and there's artwork all over the place. The guy's very, very cultured. Turns out he was a playwright in New York City, grew up there, and then moved to Santa Barbara and wrote down there for a long time, and then moved up to our town about 20 or 22 years ago, I believe it was. But anyway, the whole house is full of art and all sorts of cool things and whatever. So he takes me around this kind of corner, this little alcove, and he's got his all his records there. And so we're talking about it, and he's telling me that his kids are coming out from New York, and they're going to go through things, because has to have an estate sale and do different things to get ready to move, and they're going to sell the property and whatnot. And so there was no rush to take the records or do anything like that. He was just basically, it was kind of a meet and greet kind of a thing. So we he told me about a studio that he had outside, so where he would go and write. So he took me out to this. It's like a converted barn or shed. We go in, and it's just, again, it's like the inside of the house, but it's all wood, and he's got his computer there, and exercise equipment, and it's just very inspiring, old vintage stereo equipment and whatnot. So we talked a little bit more. Then we go back in the house, and we're talking, and I'm endearing him, and he's endearing himself to me. And so I just went over kind of to the records, and there was one kind of cubicle, and I'm kind of flipping through it, and I notice there's Brian Eno's Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy, which is a 74 that I didn't have. So I knew there was something in here that I wanted. Now, most of the stuff was classical, but he had this section, and I noticed there was a Grateful Dead album in there and a Bob Dylan and stuff like that. And I said, "Hey, Michael, could I just buy this section? There's like 70 records here from you today." And he's like, "Sure." So I said, "How about $60?" And he said, "Yeah, that's fine." And he said, "That seems kind of like an arbitrary number." And I said, "Well, I just happen to have 320s in my wallet." And I saw, I knew that Brian Eno album was like a $30 record or something like that. So I didn't know what the rest of the stuff was. And he was happy to see it. And he actually said, he goes, "I don't even know what I'm going to do with this. I don't spend money anymore." So so I didn't feel bad about it. But anyway, so we talked a while, and I had a box, and I got the records out of my pickup and put them in the truck, and then came home, and I excuse me, guys. I was going through them, and I came across this one. Now I'm not gonna. Somebody look this up on Discogs right now and see what you see. This is Terry Riley, Reed Streams. This is an independent press, and this is actually silk screened, so it's very, very primitive and very do-it-yourself records. I didn't know anything about Terry Riley before this week. Here's the record. It's very, you can see, just kind of homemade. But I was very, very surprised and shocked. Hey, Bill, how you doing, man? Shocked by the demand for it, and what it was worth, and yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, holy smokes. Did you look that up, Fluffy? Yeah, I think there's only one for sale on Discogs. I couldn't find anywhere else. But I'm going to play a little bit of what the record sounds like. Let's see here. Just on the Spotify, I had it up here. Let's see. Okay. Just a second, guys. Sorry, it's going to take me. I got to dig for it here just a little bit. Flipping. Okay. This is what the whole album sounds like. This is it. So the first side is 20 minutes of this. I'll go to, here's like the 10-minute mark. You see the tone just changes a little bit. Fitz, you know Terry Riley? Yeah. There's the 17. It's just this for 20 minutes. And then on the other side is Dorian Reed's. Yeah, released in 67. It's that's 11 minutes right there. Yeah, it will take you places. Maybe it will. It may be an insane asylum. But I'm beginning to learn how to appreciate it. Yeah, Rich. It's in fact I have talked to Stunty about it. He knows all about it, and he's very interested in the record, and I'm not sure. I'm not gonna hold on to it, but we'll see what happens, and yeah, Stunty Faux Show. He definitely. I actually had an Instagram call with him on, I think it was Thursday morning, and he was very helpful, teaching me about Terry Riley and in fact, this group of records, there was, I think, 5 or 6 Terry Riley albums. So he signed with Columbia later, and I think, what was the other album? There's several of the Shri Camel, I think, is a really popular one of his. Let's see, and more of Teddy Riley fan. Teddy Riley. Oh, okay. So yeah, I was I made a good find. I've never had anything like that before, and very pleased. I'm gonna see what it's not a butcher cover or anything like that. Like, you're gonna be able to find somebody interested in it right away, but it's definitely worth you know, getting to know about it. Now, another album that was in that group was Songs of Milarepa by Elaine Radiz. Does anybody know this album? This is really interesting. And it's on Lovely Music is the label. And it's like a Tibetan chant to music with a English interpreter over that. And this is, it's not super appealing, but this is actually worth some money as well too, I found out. So, and it's still in the shrink, so it's in like near mint. In fact, when I put the record on, you know how when a new record you got to push down on the spend a little bit, sometimes it's so tight. I don't know if you ever even played this. So there's that, and then there was a couple Blue Jean Tyranny. This is an interesting record. I actually really liked this record. It's still avant-garde, but this is called Out of the Blue. But right, yeah, it's unique. This has got some value to it too. There's a whole mess of them that are worth some money. That avant-garde ambient stuff is interesting. It's a whole world out there. Holy smokes! I just checked it on Discogs. Where did you find it, Marty? Did you just miss the story? A guy in town, an older guy in town here, I got it from him. It was in a group of records, and there was a whole bunch of Terry Riley stuff. So right before we left, I pulled a 1974 Pink Floyd album. Yeah, you know what, Uwe, I actually saw that album digging through the I didn't know Pink Floyd did anything in 74, and I've never seen that album before. But I saw that yesterday and just went right by it, not knowing it was a 74, which kind of blew my mind. So yeah, it's kind of wild. So it's a comp. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's yeah, I'll have to put that on my list. Keep searching for it. Or maybe you want to trade for something, Uwe. I'd be happy to do that. So let's see. I'm going to here we go. Okay, there's a link there. So if anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome to come up and hang out, which would be just fine. Hey, Norman. Norman, did you see I know I shouldn't, but since Mazzy just showed up, I'd like to know if you know anything about Terry Riley. Norman. Anyway, so different artists releases masters of rock. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, here's one that I was happy to get yesterday. I love Pablo. They did some stuff, bunch of stuff in 74 too, but here's Herb Ellis and Joe Pass from 74, Two for the Road. So this is still in the shrink, great shape. I'm really excited to listen to this today. I have some other Joe Pass from 74. I have a trio with him and Oscar Peterson, and I forget who the third one was on that. Let's see here. Do you guys know Refugee? I've never heard of these guys. Maybe I should know. This is from 74. I don't know what type of music it is. It's on the Charisma label, the famous Charisma label. It's got the Mad Hatter on the label was kind of interesting on it. Let's see. Oh, this was I was glad to pick up this one. Return to Forever with Chick Corea. Where Have I Known You Before? So I haven't, it's got ringware, but the record's in really good shape. So I'm really excited about that one. Today's person. What's this? It is a Dutch pressing. Okay. Did you get, Uwe, you got it did you say you did get it at the show? I don't have that, Riley, but I have Happy Ending on Warner Brothers and Columbia's Rainbow and Curved Air and In C. Yeah, Mazzy, I have those records. They came with the with that one as well. This one is the independent release. The Reed Streams is the first one, and it's I think it's, you could say it's next level. So come up, somebody, and give me company if you want to. Oh, I listened to this last night, and it is freaking awesome. Roy Buchanan, In the Beginning. My goodness, this is so good. Blues and rock, and man, just yeah, I this is a favorite right off the giddy up. Wonder if any of you, I didn't know about Roy Buchanan. It's on Polydor. But really, really good album. Man, I love this. I'm going to listen to this today again, too, even though I have others to listen to. Yeah, Chick Corea, indeed, Chuck. Let's see. Is that, yeah, this is a 74. Yeah. Roy is a 74 Fluffy. Yeah, it's a good, it has the notch, but it's in mint, or near mint, I guess you'd say, condition. Very happy for that. Yeah, he is phenomenal. I would suggest, guys, stream this today. If it's got such a good groove. In the Beginning, just yeah. What's on the Roy LP? Oh, okay. Let's. It's got Rescue Me, I'm a Ram, In the Beginning, CC Rider, which is cool. Country Preacher, You're Killing My Love, She Can't Say No, and Wayfaring Pilgrim. So some good ones on there. Yeah, very cool. He is phenomenal. Great Telecaster player. Yeah, you're right, Mazzy. It is. It just, and the yeah. I could say said enough about it. Picked up a Jerry Jeff to sell down at my booth. Always loved Jerry Jeff to sell down at my booth. It's just, this like maybe an $8 record or something like that. But he's a good seller for people who in the know, I guess. Got this yesterday for $1 to sell down there too. Bing with a Beat, Bing Crosby. So kind of cool. Another 74 that a guy threw in for free yesterday, which was really cool. Soul Train Super Tracks from 74. This is kind of like a K-Tel or whatever, but this is Adam 8 limited, I guess. They did the heavy hits. I have this one too, and I don't think I have this. The Now Explosion stereo record for $398. But this has got George McRae, Four Tops, Isaac Hayes, Curtis Mayfield, The Spinners, B.B. King, Staple Singers, Kool and the Gang, Gladys Knight and the Pips, yeah, Natural 4, Bobby Blue Bland, Johnny Taylor. So this is kind of cool. And I remember as a kid, Don Cornelius, the host, which was really cool. Yeah, all aboard, Fitz, for sure. Oh, Wayfaring Pilgrim and CC Rider I've got on a Buchanan comp. Okay, cool. Right on. Marty, I have a stream, that one record you showed on Rachel's earlier. Not the what was it? It wasn't the gay play, was it, Fluffy? No, sure not. Here's one. That I don't know if this is a UK pressing, Mud Rock. I got this yesterday, and yeah, it's pretty good. I listened to it last night. It's kind of glam rock from 74. They do Do You Love Me and Shalalali. The Hippie Shake is on here. Shake, Rattle and Roll. The End of the World, Blue Moon, In the Mood, Bye Bye Johnny. So it's some bunch of medleys and covers, but it's really good. Yeah, this guy here. Whoops, this guy here is dressed as a lady, which I thought was interesting. Let's see here. Man, I got so many. Oh, Mazzy, you'll appreciate this. I got this just as an extra copy yesterday, but it was only $2. I love this album. Of course, I have my own copy. This great, great album. You know, yeah, so good. Yeah, I see. 10cc is just fantastic, and this is a Hypnosis cover. So this is I'll might take this to my sister. This will be a gift for somebody. Just love these guys so much. This is from, I think this is what, 76, something like that. Yeah, yeah, sick cover indeed. Mud Rock. Oh, Fitz, did I see? Yeah, you're down in Mexico, San Miguel de Allende to Mexico City. Your stream is a great way to pass the time. Oh, that's fantastic, Fitz. Yeah, I guess I saw, was it pictures on Instagram? I hope you're having a great time. Probably eating lots of good food too. It'd be awesome. Here we go. Conway Twitty. Look at that ring wear. My goodness. It says Honky Tonk Angel on it. Is that your daughter, Conway? I wonder. Look at that. Look at that sweater. Very good. We'll see how that is. Hey, do you guys know Puzzle? The second album. It's a promo copy. I think it's white label. It is Motown. This was I just listened to the first little track of it. It's rock and roll, but very cool cover. She does look like a young Conway, Chuck. Yeah. Not sure how I like it. Smooth and sleepy. Got a Ben Webster Ballads. Who's Ben Webster? Should I know Ben Webster? Smooth and sleepy horn. Okay. I did pick up. I collect Alligator records, the blues, because they're super affordable, and I found a couple yesterday for cheap. This is Showdown. Look at this. It's got Albert Collins, Robert Cray, and Johnny Copeland. I haven't listened to this yet, but this is gonna shred. I'm really excited to. I love Alligator records. They got the cool green Alligator label on them, and they're always pretty affordable, and they sound great pressings. I got that one, and then I got another Coco Taylor. She's incredible. Yeah, look at that, and she can belt it. I think this is from what, like 80, 85, definitely 85 get up there. So that's going to be fun. I found this one for $1 yesterday. The Ingram Kingdom, The Funk is in Our Music. And I think this is like on Discogs, it's like a $30 record. I haven't listened to it yet, and I need to clean it. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's what can I say? The funk is in our music. Someone on my side. She's all alone. Yeah, I don't think it's gospel, but I don't know anything about it. Maybe it's on Excelio. On Excello. From that, and recorded in Nashville. That's interesting. Let's see here. Somebody come up and visit with me, guys. All right, here we go. Tucky Buzzard. I don't know anything about this at all, but it's a 74 and on Passport. So we'll see. This was just a cheap record from yesterday. Terry Taylor, Chris Johnson, Phil Talbot, and Dave Brown on, oh man, my stomach is going. Produced by Bill Wyman. Okay, there's somebody I know. All right. Anyway, Tucky Buzzard. Here's a gospel album from 74. Danny Bell. It's on, when I grew up, it's on Word. That was a popular Christian record label that I had several cassettes and records on when I was growing up. and they had a sub label called Light, I guess it was. So I had lots of albums with that label on them. But don't know what this is like. But that was a fun find. I got this in a thrift store before I went to the show. It was cool. Here's one that some of you may know that I listened to the first half last night. Is really good. The Cedar Walton Trio, A Night at Boomer's Volume 2 with Clifford Jordan. So it's jazz and it's live. You can hear the crowd and the clinking glasses and stuff like that. It's really cool, and it's actually pretty good sound quality too. This is interesting. Here's the three guys. I think this is the three. I don't know if this is them, but it's three naked guys in a creek. And I don't know what the deal is, why that's the case. I mean, look, it's kind of strange. I don't know if it really goes with the theme or what the deal is. But this is really good. Maybe some of you know about this. Let's see. Listen though. Let's see. Let's see. Rochelle, didn't notice until you mentioned it. Quite a stack you have up there, Marty. Yes. Well, I'm not doing good here on the comments. Yes, I did get a big stack. It was very productive, I guess you'd say. I was saying to Rachel that I actually got to a point where I was done digging, which has only happened to me a couple of times. But yeah. Hey, Loki. Harry's Music Room has a video about yesterday's meetup. He does indeed, Vincent. Yeah, I'm on that little video. It's good to see them. Let's see. Loki, you're the one in trouble, not me. Who's in trouble? You're all in trouble. Let's see. Marty, were you saying that to Rachel in between her ranting about supporting despots and genocidal maniacs? Okay, let me talk about that a little bit. It's very difficult sometimes for me to discern whether Rachel is serious or whether she's just trolling us or playing a part. I think that I think she, like all of us, she wants peace. She wants this war to end, and but I think she's by nature a contrarian, and she'll be hyperbolic in the service of that, and because I think I've had enough interactions with her where we're not joking as much, or we're being a little more serious about the topics, and she seems reasonable. So I'm not convinced that she's not, that she's full on Ukraine support, and sees the absurdity of total support for Putin. But I don't know. It's interesting. I kind of try to take what she says with a grain of salt, and just kind of go from there. I think that a lot of what she does is to create content for the stream, and the way she jokes it up. So I laugh it off. It's difficult sometimes because they are serious issues, and hundreds of thousands of people have died. But at the same time, yeah, it's difficult. It'd be a lot easier if somebody wanted to come up here and talk to me about it, and I'd be happy to go back and forth with. Maybe you could prompt some questions. There's the stream again. If somebody does want to come up, Mazzy, if you're still here, you're welcome to come up. Anybody, Fluffy, Uwe, if you want to come up, come on up. Rich, Bill, Chuck, anyone save me? Um, uh, let's see. Patrick is having a show tonight, not an auction. Oh, no auction today, just the show. Okay. I may get in on that and say hi. Sorry, I can't. I have to work. Okay. Marty, she's a maniac and she must be stopped. Yeah, Loki. She's not a maniac, but I see what you're doing, and you know, if you didn't get something from it, you wouldn't be there, right? So yeah, I disagree with her on a lot of things, as you do as well, and I know that you play a part as well, and because you give me shit a lot of times too, which I do appreciate, and I love that you're involved and that you do. I do get a kick out of the way you go to bat for the team, I guess, if we could call it that, because I don't have quite the I can't tend to when I joke with people, it tends to sting a little bit more for them. I don't know why. I guess my persona doesn't allow me to rib people as much. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. So, hey, Bill, what's up, buddy?
Hey, I have to get into my music room because my television is going to be blaring backwards at you. So,
are you on your phone?
Yeah.
Your volume's coming across pretty strong. Is that, I don't know if that's just me or if it's but you could give us your soft, silky voice, Bill.
Well,
there you go. That's even better right there. No, you're fine. Right. You're fine. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Where are you from, Bill?
I am over in Eureka, over on the coast.
Oh, that's right. That's right. We've talked motorcycles before.
Yes. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Because you went to the one show up in Portland.
Yeah, in fact, the tickets are. I just my friend just texted me yesterday about getting tickets for this year.
So I bought a couple of albums from the Waxed a while back.
Okay.
And this Ben Webster to me is just, it needs another listen to. I only got through one side last night, but it's pretty sleepy, like a lounge lizard type of of stuff. I have not listened to Mr. Gordon yet, so that's on my listening list.
Nice.
I keep saying I've got to clean up this room, but I keep putting records in it, and so it's amassed quite a collection. So
I've bought a new shelf in the past couple of months too, and I've almost all filled it up already. And yeah, it's something how quickly we can accumulate records, isn't it?
Yeah, and then the process comes to where you've bought all these records, and which ones are you gonna keep?
Yeah, I like I've mentioned, I have the little antique store downtown with a booth in that. So like there's about, I don't know, about 70 records right here that are just priced and ready to go down in the booth when I sell some more down there. But that's been a really nice outlet for me to be able to glean or or thin out what I want to be super intentional with what I have. I don't want to have a lot of superfluous stuff, just because, you got to have a copy of Dark Side of the Moon, which you do, but some of the other things, I'm like, am I really going to listen to this on record? Or am I just going to stream it in the truck if I want to listen to it? That kind of thing.
Yeah, that's true. But I did pick up, somebody split up some box sets that came into my friend's record store. And I picked up some Led Zeppelin.
Oh, cool.
Houses of the Holy with Presence on the other side as another disc. Physical Graffiti. And, those are things that I always wanted, or I have in my collection, record collection, but I don't have it really streaming in my truck or anything like that. So I'm still doing CDs.
Yeah.
So, oh,
Hey, Mazzy.
Bill K
How's it
stalks
coming?
me. Bill K stalks me.
Hey, you followed me, buddy.
Where you headed, Mazzy?
I'm going to the movies.
Oh, cool. What you seeing?
Mickey 17.
Oh, I want to see that. That's at our local little theater in town here. Maybe I should.
That's the Korean director who did Parasite and the big giant. Big
Robert
thing.
Pattinson.
Yeah, I don't know if it's any good. We'll see. Anyway, continue. I'm just listening as I drive.
No, that's great. Yeah, the trailer looks fantastic. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll ask the missus and my oldest daughter if they want to go see that this afternoon. We go take in the matinee. I think it's at like 1 or 2, something like that. We've got a little, just a little one screen, like a corner, like little towns have. Just a little,
like the Bijou. The Bijou.
Yes, exactly. Ours is called the Palace Theater, and it has all the kind of the Art Deco-y kind of thing going on, right?
I get it. I love those.
Yeah. Super fun.
Like Teatro, the old movie theater that they recorded at Willie Nelson, Emmylou Harrison, that Daniel on the Wall set up as a studio for a while in Ojai, California, the old Teatro Theater.
Okay.
It was the same kind of single movie house, vacant for decades, and he did a recording studio there for a while.
Yeah. It's you walk in the glass doors in the front, and then the ramps go up around the sides and into the auditorium kind of, and yeah, it's very, very cool. We're very lucky to have it here in town, and it's gone through several remodels in the last 25 years since I've been here.
Did Bill say you got a physical graffiti? Is that what you just got?
Yeah, it was a part. Somebody broke up a box set, and it came in my friend's store, and it came with the other Houses of the Holy with presents on it, and I was thinking, my God, I don't have physical graffiti at home, I don't think. And so, but I would think these were worth a listen just to have it in the car.
Yeah. Which store in Eureka? Is it a Eureka store?
It's a new Eureka store. Well, it's
Where?
my buddy's. It's called Friends of Sound.
It's not the one in downtown Old Eureka there, is it?
It is in downtown Old Town. And it's across the way from the gazebo in Old Town. And there's two on that same block. There's the Works, and then about 4 doors down is Friends of Sound.
Okay. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, I've been the other one. I guess Alan took me in there 6 years when I first met Alan, 5-6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm picking up all kinds of different things from him. I just picked up another Tom Waits Swordfish trombone, and another one. Which one is that? The Heart of Saturday Night. On both
That's
CDs.
That's my favorite Tom Waits album, Heart of Saturday Night.
74.
I have not listened to it, so
it's the earlier, easier sounding Tom Waits. If some people can't handle the later stuff, but I like them both. But
yeah, the Swordfish trombones was what how I found Tom, and he has one song on there that's Frank's Wild Years. It just blows me away. Never could stand that dog anyways. Anyways, you have to know Tom. His humor is sublime. So, God, I can't even move around in this little tiny room that I have. It's like 12 by 12 in here, and it's like very tiny. So, I was going to say, I always pick up copies when I can of Marty Robbins,
Oh, sure.
Gunfighter Ballads.
Gunfighter Ballads. That's a pretty. I think that's one of his more desirable records. I don't see that one a whole lot. I think there's a Gunfighter 2 or more Gunfighter Ballads
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
More
Cool.
Gunfighter Ballads.
Yeah.
And like I said, I picked up some albums from what is it? I think I got this one from the Waxed. Eddie Henderson. Sunburst. And a lot of these I just have not had time to really get down to listen to. Cannonball Adderley in New York. But basically, I'm kind of just showing a record. I really don't have any background history on some of these things. And so I need to spend time, go through this room, clean it up, and hang up what I need to hang up and get motivated in here again.
Do your laundry, fold your socks, do all the things you need to do on Sunday.
Yeah. It's just cleaning from one room to the other is getting a little difficult lately. So, but yeah.
Well, can you see that train behind me? That's like Rochelle said, that's a Paul Detlefson print. He was a contemporary of Norman Rockwell. He did a lot of movie set paintings, and his big thing was country scenes with a red barn and a buggy. And I have some of his other things too, but this is like the Red Caboose, and I absolutely love it. It's a print that I got many years ago. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Paul Detlefson. Anyway, go ahead, guys. Hey, Mazzy, what can you tell me? I've heard this guy's name, Lobo. Can you tell me anything about Lobo?
All I know is that one hit he had, Me and My Dog Named Boo or something. That was like the only hit. To me, he's a one-hit wonder. I'm sure he made more stuff. Okay. But that was the only chart-topping hit in the 70s, around 1970-ish, maybe.
Okay. This is 74. I just it was cheap yesterday, yeah. But
I don't know anything about him.
Okay, cool. I'll have to check it out.
But he had one major AM hit, like radio hit. Me and You and the Dog Named Boo, right?
Yeah, that sounds familiar. Do you know Big Tree Records? Oh, it's distributed by Atlantic. Okay.
I don't know.
Never heard about that one before.
Probably a custom label for an artist or a producer sometimes. What made you buy Terry Riley records?
Okay, Mazzy. So I didn't plan on buying it, but it was there's a gentleman in town here that's moving to a retirement facility, and I got hooked up by my neighbor, and I went over to his house and just purchased about 70 records. He's going to give me the rest of his records, but I just bought a cubicle that had Brian Eno's Taking Tiger Mountain by Strategy, which was a 74 I didn't have. So I was like, hey, can I buy this section from you? And he said, sure. So I just bought the section from him, and inside were about 6 Terry Riley records, as well as a whole bunch of albums from 15 albums from the Lovely Music label, which is like an avant-garde ambient with Blue Jean Tyranny and Bill Donaldson or something like that, Duckworth. And but it has this where did I put it? Well, it has that Reed Streams, which is it has this one, which is was only 1,000 were pressed from New York, and it's got the it's real primitive. And it was actually packaged in a PVC sleeve, which off gases onto the record, so the record is kind of cloudy. But I actually talked to Stunty about it. He knows all about the record, and he says he's come across 5 of these, and they all had, all of them but one were cloudy. It doesn't affect the playback, but it just doesn't look very good on it. But unless you, when you bought it, unless you removed that PVC sleeve, instead of just cut the edge of it, they all have this on that. But I guess there's only one for sale on Discogs, and it's pretty desirable. So I'm gonna I don't want it, so I'm gonna try to part with it at some point. I'm just not sure
Well,
how to do that, or what to do. You know anybody who's into avant-garde music like that?
well, yeah. But he's a really interesting artist. I mean, he did stuff that's some accessible, some very out there. He lived in the
Yeah.
Bay Area. I went to a friend of mine, this guy named Pat Gleason, who owned a recording studio called Different Fur in San Francisco. Pat's the guy that taught Herbie Hancock how to do the synthesizer stuff on, like, was it 1972? That, not the Headhunters record, the one with that illustrated out there record. Dr. Pat Gleason, he's a professor, was into electronic stuff, and I met Terry Riley there because he lived in the Bay Area. But his
Wow.
stuff is, I mean, he was at a party with about 30 people, and I was introduced to him, so I just listened to him talk to people, that type of thing.
Yeah.
But he, so I have those two Columbia records, the close up of his face, and then the one in C, which has like the musical staffs. That was on, I guess, Columbia Masterworks, the classical division
Yeah.
of Columbia stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously atonal stuff in that kind of world of John Cage a little bit. I don't know his whole. I'm sure Stunty knows more about
He
all
did
his
know. Yeah.
catalog and his work
Yeah.
than I do. But definitely, but you know, he influenced a lot of people. Obviously, even I'm losing.
You're a little bit blocky, but you're still good.
I just got on I-5 here. I'm going. I'm going to
Okay.
I'm going to South Center to see the movie. So
Okay, right on.
anyway,
Yeah, I'm very intrigued, and I listened to a few of the other records too, and they're more accessible than this one. This one is just very stripped down and just the same repeating pattern, for 20 minutes on each side, which is really weird. But I don't know. Stunty was explaining it to me that it's more like somebody who's a completist. It's something to have. It's not necessarily something you buy because it's amazing music, but it's such a seminal record, I guess, from what he was saying. So yeah, we'll see. I'm a little bit hesitant to ship it overseas just because it is worth a little bit more, and I don't want to get in a pickle. And I've never really shipped records overseas, and I don't know if, like, insuring it and all that kind of stuff. Have you done that kind of stuff, Mazzy?
I haven't had good luck with it. That's why, in my auctions, the auctions I've had for Dizzy, I just won't ship to Europe. I remember when Michael 45 and I were friends, I sent him a box because I had bought a record for him that I got that he wanted. So I shipped it to Germany. It took 6 weeks to get there, and then it returned to me 6 weeks later saying it was undeliverable, and I had the right address. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I've sent stuff to England to friends, and it's great. But I sent a box of records, like even to Rob Walker and to 6-inch John, and it was like over $120 to ship stuff.
Right.
So,
I'm going to Belfast next month, so I don't. Maybe I'll take it with me. I don't know if somebody was interested or whatever. I don't know if shipping from Belfast would be easier over there. I don't know. I'll explore it and whatnot. Who's Dom, Chuck? I don't know.
when you go to Belfast, are you going to come back, or are you going to settle there?
No, my sister lives there, of course, with her family. So, and my folks have
You might want to move in for a few years.
Indeed, right? Yeah, no doubt about it. I'm really excited to go.
Did you set your clock forward 4 years today?
Right, 4 years.
I wish.
Or 3 years and 60, or 3 years, 302 days or whatever it is. Yeah. I wonder, Rich, if I could ship from Belfast to Sweden. That may be the case. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I don't know. But I am going to go to a ton of record stores while I'm in Belfast in Northern Ireland and see. I fly into Heathrow and then over to Belfast City. So yeah,
I've been
I'm
to.
really excited.
I've never been to Belfast, but I've been to
Dublin.
what's the other big city?
Dublin
area.
Yeah.
We went to a wedding around there, and we stayed a week in that part of Ireland. I loved it.
Yeah, it's great. It's like Oregon here, actually, in the Willamette Valley, except everything's a lot older. But it's green all year round, and yeah.
You
Very
stop,
cool.
you drive around, and every 20 minutes you stop and have a Guinness. That's the best thing.
That's exactly right. Yeah, I'll be doing that for sure. My younger sister, I have two younger sisters, but the youngest is going over with me, and we'll be. She's lived there off and on for many years too, and she'll be taking me all over the place. My folks' place is down in Downpatrick, which is south of Belfast, about an hour. It's where St. Patrick is buried, and they have the St. Patrick's Cathedral is there. And then it's really close to, it's about, I don't know, like 10 minutes from Castle Ward, where they filmed a lot of the Game of Thrones stuff. So we'll go and hang out there for the day. And
are you gonna rent a lorry and drive around?
Right, I should actually. It's pretty wild there. The streets are so small, and you have these big trucks. So it's tight. But most of the semis there, the lorries, they're cab overs. So you're actually sitting on, it's a flat nose. You're actually sitting on top of the engine, kind of like the old school stuff that we used to have here.
Sure.
So yeah.
Cool.
Let's see.
Can I borrow your truck while you're gone? Just kind of tool around.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can handle it. No problem.
I don't know if I could. I need to go to the driving school.
Well, hey, Mazzy, it's an automatic.
Oh, okay.
That's been really popular now. All the new trucks, basically, unless you're an independent, but all the big carriers are using automatics. They've built them out really well now, and so that makes it. I drive through Portland almost every day, so it makes being in traffic very nice when you're not pushing that clutch down, working that clutch. But sometimes when my truck is being worked on, I have to use one of the older trucks at the yard, and they're 10 or 13 speeds or whatever else, and you're working that clutch, and it gets tiring after a while. But yeah, I'm very thankful to have an automatic. It makes it a lot easier. So you could handle it no problem. Just got to watch your mirrors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good at parallel parking, but I'm not sure about with that.
You can't. When I have a pup on and I got two trailers, you can't back up. You have to. You can't get into a situation. I can back up about 10 feet before that rear trailer starts to kink.
Oh, got it.
So
I'm the expert. I learned it in San Francisco. Like people always say, you see a lot of people passing small parking spaces, like in places like San Francisco, because it's hard to park sometimes.
Yeah.
But I always get in a small space. First of all, I have a small car, but it's so easy, and I'm really good at finding spaces and getting into them out. And and people say, "Oh, you tap their bumper." I said, "Well, that's what bumpers are for. Bumpers are for to bump. I'm not smashing or denting it." But remember, one thing I do miss, like in the 70s when we had cars, bumpers had a little rubber tip on it. Now you chip the paint, which is bullshit.
They're not like real bumpers now. Yeah, it's part of the body.
No,
yeah.
I know it sort of breaks in, and there's an idea of it and everything. But when you used to have the chrome and the rubber kind of tube thing on it, at least you tapped it and you didn't. That was it.
Yeah. What do you got there, Bill?
I've been showing things randomly just as I was going on. But,
what is that? Hold that up to the camera a little bit more. I can't see.
I can't watch. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me see.
But talk about it, so I'm listening.
I've got a Bill Withers.
Oh, cool.
Still Bill.
That's a great record.
I haven't seen that one before.
I don't know if you could see it all that well. Is that better?
You should have that. You'd like that record, Marty.
Cool.
Remember Lean on Me and Still Bill and
I think so.
What's the other big hit?
Hang on.
I forgot what it's called. Not compared to what? That's a McCann.
Boy.
Got a great groove to it.
Lean on Me.
Lean on me.
Um,
Well, that's a
yeah.
slow one. Lean on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun
Yeah.
dun. These fuckers. Fucker in those fucking BMW black goes right through the
Oh.
stop sign to park. You fuck cunt nose. Sorry.
Cut nose. I was waiting for that.
Use Me is the other song on here.
Use
Oh,
me.
yes.
That's the one.
Great
That's the one.
Yeah.
song. Great
It's a
song.
good song.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Um,
People in Seattle don't know how to drive.
Yeah.
I swear to
I
God.
say that about people up here. When it rains, people go nuts.
I don't know
So
what this person's doing. This person,
Bill,
what
how
are you
long have you
doing?
lived in Wairika?
in Eureka,
Eureka, excuse me.
yeah, Wairika is over.
That's over on the. Yeah, it's on the 5. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
I've been here for 26 years.
Okay. So you did. You're retired now, though, right?
Well, kind of, sort of.
Okay. What do you can you share with us what you did or what you do?
Well, I was an auto mechanic at one time. Also, I was,
the wrenches. Right on.
and then I also was a chef at one time. But I injured my back, so standing for long periods of time, kind of, especially on concrete, just kind of wiped me out.
Is that a toolbox behind you? I'm looking at.
Yes, it is. That's one of them.
Right
I have two more out in the shed.
Cool.
I can look down, not driving, so just
Right on.
Let's see. Oh, a bunch of Tony Bennett. But no, I gotta. I'll just throw these up here.
So, Marty, Bill and I met in person
Oh,
because I was going to. I don't know if it was the first time I met him. Maybe I found out who my real mother was, and through ancestry, and I met for the first time. I didn't know I had a half brother and an aunt. And anyway, they lived in Eureka. So I'm doing this, and I'm driving to Eureka. I can't remember if it was on the way back from or way to San Francisco. I can't remember, but I went down there to meet them for the first time, and I was on Rachel's show in the morning, and I mentioned a record store in
Arcata.
what's the Arcata, the college town there, because my son's girlfriend, old girlfriend, used to go there, so he was up there. So I'd go to Arcata, and there's a great record store called Revolution Records right on the square there. And I said I was going to be there probably around 11, and this guy's in front stalking me with his motorcycle because he heard me.
Out.
Not really stalking me. I'm just kind of kidding, but we hung out for about a half hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Walked around the park there. Yeah, it was good. It was good, but it got to be a running joke of him stalking me. The Wax would always talk about him stalking me. So,
what bike were you on, Bill?
I have the BMW K1200 GT.
Oh, nice.
And it developed about a year after I got it. It developed an analog brake problem where the rear brake master failed because of the analog brake system in it. In order to fix it, it's like $2,300.
Can you just shut the ABS off?
That's part of the fix, but then you have to separate the computer, which is inside of the ABS system at the same time. You have to separate that all apart. That's the other thing you have to do.
Yeah, sounds like a headache.
It is. So I don't ride it. I have my other bike, which is a 1947 WL Harley Davidson.
Is that a panhead?
No, it's a flathead.
Flathead. Okay.
Flathead. It's the Liberator model.
Okay.
Which served through World War II.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah, the 45 is the oldest continuous motor that they made from 1929 to 1973 in their Servi cars.
How long have you had that one?
We built that one, put that one together I've had it now for about 20 years. And it's one of those things where you just can't, I can't even begin to dream of selling it
Yeah.
because I've gone to so many bike shows and won so many awards with it. It's just a part of me.
Sure. Sure. I know that feeling. I'm going to have to come down the coast and camp in the redwoods this summer sometime. We could hook up. I'll come down into Eureka and we'll hang out for an afternoon or something like that. It'd be really fun. I'd love to see that bike.
Yeah, I want to put I want to put the 45 back on the road. I've got a set of burn points in the Magneto, and I just haven't had the heart to put it back on the road while I was dealing with the other BMW problem. So I'll probably do that this summer.
Right on.
It's a fun bike. And
yeah, I bet. Is that a suicide shift?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or what they call a suicide shift or suicide clutch.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to ride because the handling of the doggone thing is so light. And
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a lot of fun.
That's cool.
You're able to maneuver in tight spots. So it's fun.
Yeah.
It was even more fun than the Triumph that I had before.
Oh, really? Nice.
I had a TR6C Triumph 650. And prior to that, I'd had a whole host of other Jap bikes.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've told you I have a 1980 Honda CB900C. That's my baby.
That's a fun bike.
It is shaft drive, with but still air cooled, 4 carburetor, 4-cylinder, but it has the high-low transaxle on it, so it's actually a 10-speed, which is, I just leave it in high most of the time. But when you're booting around town, you want to get off the line really quick, you put that in low, and it has that shaft slap kind of where you crank on it and the back end kind of hops up a little bit, and it's really fun. I don't think I'll ever park with that bike. After I sold my restaurant in 2020, I took 2 years off, and basically in 2 years I did about over 25,000 miles on that bike just around the Northwest. That went all the way down the coast to San Diego, then over to Arizona and back up again, and then tooled around the Northwest. It was really fun.
Yeah, so. I have my friend who sold me the BMW. Him and his wife took they were living up by Seattle, and they just kind of put everything in storage and rode a bunch of KLR 650s.
That's my other bike, is a KLR. Yeah,
great little bike.
Yeah,
great little bike. But they rode them all the way down around the tip of South America.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah,
and spent about 1.5 years or 2 years down in South America, and had a whole set of different adventures and such. And
man, that'd be awesome. I have some friends that went down to Panama on their KLRs, but came back. But that's pretty cool. Mazzy, you'll have to talk you into getting a motorcycle this spring.
I'm not the motorcycle type. No. Have you noticed? I just noticed too while I was sitting here.
You do?
Have you noticed this trend with Teslas? People swapping out the badges. I saw a Ford badge on a Tesla and a Toyota badge on the back. There's a certain group embarrassed to have Teslas now. Not that they should be, really, because the idea of getting an electric car before all the bullshit with what's his name was okay, but now people are embarrassed.
And it's understandable.
And selling them. They're selling them. We're trying to sell them or donating. But I see right now there's like a Ford Mustang badge on a Tesla. It's definitely a Tesla. It's not the Mustang.
Yeah.
It's not that new Mustang, but it's
isn't that wild? Yeah, half the people, you can expect half the people out there are giving you the finger, if not in reality.
Well, more so with those big cyber things more than a regular
Cybertrucks.
Cybertrucks.
Because is just so obnoxious. Tesla's a good car, I guess. The Doc has one. Yeah. I've been to Teslas. They're nice. I wouldn't buy one, but the Cybertruck is the thing that's the big piece of shit. It's
Yeah.
ugly to begin with, and who
Yeah.
the fuck needs whatever it is?
I see
What
them
is
every
it?
day. Yeah,
Oh,
it's obnoxious. It's yeah. If I was a girl, I wouldn't want to date a guy with a Cybertruck. That's for
oh
sure.
God! Remember when what remember when Hummers were massive
Yes,
and
it's the
and
same thing.
I
It's the
think it was
same.
Schwarzenegger was the guy who was
Yeah,
invested in Hummers coming to America. And,
yeah,
you know, for a certain type of thing or a movie or kind of offload military type of thing, I get it. It's a cool vehicle. But
yeah.
for like driving around LA or it's
Totally
so
obnoxious.
ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a status piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever I see a jacked up truck when I'm with my wife, because there's lots of people that jack up trucks and they never take them off road, but they're just huge and obnoxious. She's like,
The big
nice truck.
tires.
Yeah, she always says, nice truck. Sorry about your penis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh,
What time is your showtime, Mazzy?
Oh, I'm early. It
Yeah.
starts at noon. What time is it? 10:30?
Okay. 11:30. Because it's
Oh.
you got to set your clock.
here's my other.
Oh, actually it's 11. Okay, so I gotta
You're good to go. Yeah, you're almost ready.
I gotta reserve. I'm parked here. I'm
Do you get popcorn or a soda or anything, or you just go without?
I don't get sodas. I once
Junior
I'll
mint?
get like twice a year. I'll get a root beer Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
But I'm not a big soda guy.
Yeah,
I'll get a bottle of water. I get popcorn sometimes, but I think it's too early. I don't feel like popcorn this early right now.
Yeah.
So I'll
We
get a
used
bite
to
to eat after.
Back in the day, we used to sneak food into the theaters, and my wife and I would. There you go. We would.
Oh,
One time we took a French dip, so we had big sandwiches with a au jus sauce, and we were eating the sandwich.
That's good as long as it doesn't like every once in a while someone brings in food that's the kind of food that just smells.
Oh right, yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think of what like I don't know, not Korean barbecue, but something that
Oh, just a hamburger would really smell.
yeah. But they're actually my favorite place to go. Didn't go at this time, but in Bellevue, there's this in downtown Bellevue, the two big towers. There's the Lincoln, what is it called? Something Center, but it's the 21 plus. So there's two different theaters in each tower. This one is you have to be 21 or older. They have the lounge, big seats with the electric things, and they serve you at your seat alcohol and food.
Nice.
And you can
Yeah.
get cocktails. It's kind of pretentious,
No,
but
that's
it's
cool.
oh, and the thing is, the aisles are so they can walk in front of you and serve you,
Yeah.
and walk. It's not like a normal row, so you have
Yeah.
all this leg room. I mean, but for whatever reason, I've only been there off hours where it hasn't been crowded. I can't imagine them serving throughout the entire movie that people get in the way. So I always go off hours.
We have one similar to that in an old theater in Salem here, where they took out every other row and put a bar, a counter that you can eat at. So and it's kind of like that, but you can get beer and stuff, but it's mostly just pizza and nachos and just that kind of.
That's like the Alamo Draft House chain out at Austin. There's one in San Francisco. I think there's one in LA. It's a cool thing. It's one on the Mission. They renovated an old theater. It's multiplex, but they have bars and it's great. And what's his name? Jeff, who we met in LA at the Amoeba show. He manages the one in LA or one of them in LA. I don't know if it's which one it is. So
right on.
Yeah. Did you no, I missed earlier.
Yeah.
Did you go on Rachel's stream thing?
I did this morning. Yeah, I was on.
I didn't know when she has it. I don't follow it. I don't even know when they have it. I haven't heard any feedback.
Well,
maybe she's watching. Maybe she's watching now, so that's fine.
It's it was a Patreon stream. It wasn't a public stream. So
I know that's
email, yeah.
I understand that, but what is it? Just more music? Is it political anymore? Is it like it used to be, or what's the difference?
Well, I missed the first hour because of the time change. I forgot, but I came on for the last hour, and then Greg, the director, came up. But she doesn't do music as much. It's mostly just a chat, like a conversation, that kind of a thing. And yeah, with a little bit, and then got into politics a little bit and whatnot. But yeah, it's not VC by any stretch at all. It's not I mean some music talk, but it's there's between 20 and 30 people there generally speaking. And yeah, it gets it's the normal crew, the normal Patreon crew or whatever. I think she mentioned something about having you as a guest and coming on and whatnot, but it's not the yeah, it's more just like a conversation.
I
Sue's
haven't.
it's
I feel
Sue's
bad.
on.
I haven't spoken to her since she got off. We've texted a couple times,
Oh yeah.
but I just haven't reached out. Not anything wrong with it. It's just
No.
that. And then I was going to see her next month because I'm going to Canada for Rob Frith's birthday, who owns Neptune Records, and she was going to come in. Her and Sue were going to come in, and then I heard from a third party that now they're not coming in, which I don't understand why. Because I'd love to see them.
Yeah, I don't I heard that they weren't gonna go over too. I guess maybe just
Yeah,
they're
I don't.
busy or something.
I was
Busy.
holding.
Yeah,
Busy.
I don't know, maybe
I
not.
was
But they
holding.
Rachel, come on, Sue, if you're watching, come on in. Yes, I
Yeah, I
should go
was.
out there, but if I was staying another day, I'd go to Naimo. But it unfortunately, the next day on Saturday is Record Store Day here, so
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to stay in Canada because I'm going to go with Joey, and we're going to try to get more copies of his Dada record because
Yeah, yeah.
he can't
You
even
can't
get
get
copies.
Really? I was wondering about
Well,
that
I
one.
think he's getting it like 2 or something, and
Yeah,
he has friends that wants to get him. Apparently,
sure.
I'm getting a promo on a list, but I will buy one and let him get it for his friends, and I guess
Yeah.
Kimball will probably want one for himself. You know,
Joy was on, Rachel's stream on Thursday.
I haven't talked to him
I mean, on
since, but
Tuesday, on
I
Tuesday.
heard he was going
Yeah.
on
Yeah, it was great.
Thursday or Friday. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. So I'm gonna wrap this up, Maz. You can get to your movie.
perfect.
Bill, thanks for hanging out. Dave, I see you there in the background, but I got some stuff to do, so we'll have to catch you next time.
Nice
Let me
seeing you,
say.
Bill. You
Let
know
me
that
say one thing real quick.
Yeah.
This little album that I had right here, I was going to
Wayne.
send to Rachel because it was part of a gag that she had for somebody.
what is it? I can't
Wayne
backlit.
Newton.
Wayne Newton.
Got it.
Boy. Okay,
Red Roses for a Blue Lady, and it's a sealed copy. So it's like I just wanted to get it to her. It's been kind of a gift or running gag that we had
Yeah.
back in the day, and I've forgotten how to get in touch with her.
Bill, I have her address.
Okay.
If you want to send me a message on Instagram. Are you on Instagram?
I think so. Yes.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm Marty in Oregon. Send me a message and I'll forward her address to you.
Okay.
All
Take
right.
care.
Thanks,
All right.
Take care, guys. Thanks
Thanks,
again
guys.
for everything. See ya.
Bye.